Sleeper cell activation code. LARP.
Admin Airsoft.
If you can hear us, please,
Admin Airsoft.
please save me.
All Airsofters, find your mom's credit card and use my affiliate links.
Can't just battle me.
Kick back, relax, and enjoy the Admin Airsoft podcast.
Okie doke, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of the Admin Airsoft podcast. I'm your host. Evan is my legal name. Gentlemen, welcome back. Once again, thank you for all your support on the first 2 episodes. Feedback has been sensational, so I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to all the feedback that I've gotten over on Instagram, Discord, in the comment sections down here. Kind of still figuring this out, making some changes here and there. So your patience is appreciated. I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying this. If you're not, let me know. And I probably won't stop because I like to talk. I like to yap nonstop. I talk to myself a lot, and so I figured why not throw a microphone in front of my face and do a podcast. So here we are at episode 3. Gentlemen, some kind of quick stuff out of the way. We obviously have t-shirts are available. There is a link down below. This is a great way to support the page. Big shout out to Mini Dom and Holiday for the help on that. They helped with kind of printing, and t-shirts are on minidom.com. I just got to kind of nerd out and focus on the design aspect. So big shout out to them for the help. What else we got? Yeah, we got some links down below at EVIC, SS Airsoft, Blue Mag Airsoft, Scum Customs, PTS. If you want to support little old me and you want to support them as well, shop with them. There's a few codes to some sites where you can save some money if you shop down there. So with that out of the way, quick general announcement. I am working on a meme. I just spent like 40 minutes on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, some very shady looking sites looking for a clip of, if you've seen Dune 2, it's Fade Ralpha. It's the bald Harkonnen dude. If you have a clip of him, like when he first walks into the arena and there's that announcer going like, Fade Ralpha, and it like shakes the whole movie theater. If you have that clip, hey buddy, my dog just walked in. Send that to me because I'm working on something. Would love to credit you, of course. That would be a big help. So with that out of the way, guys, I kind of took the month off from playing Airsoft. I had some family come in. So the past kind of 3 weekends, I was spending time with my family and friends, which was great. So I have not really been on the content train, so to speak, for the past month or so, which has been totally fine. I think taking a break from anything, but in this case, Airsoft, it's just distance and time is going to make the heart grow fonder in a way. If you kind of burn I think playing every single weekend is a good way to kind of almost burn yourself out a little bit. And so taking a week off, taking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, some time off to, focus on different hobbies, different aspects of your life, it's a great way to kind of just take a break. So with that being said, going out this weekend to either DV8 or BTA. I have not been to the new Black Tiger Airsoft field down here in Florida. I know there's a night game. Let me look at my big ass calendar on the 20th. Yeah, of this month. So I will definitely be at BTA on the 20th. So looking forward to that. The thing I love about this podcast is that you guys send in topics that you want to hear me just complain and talk about. So join the Discord, follow me on Instagram, shoot me a DM. Kind of, I think Tuesdays, what I've started to do is Instagram and Discord, I've started to kind of just announce like, hey, I'm recording tomorrow. Send in some topics that you want me to talk about. So you guys are great, and you guys sent me in some stuff to talk about and give my shitty 2 cents on. So the first one is from Scum Customs, who we here at Admin Airsoft obviously love. He works on the very beautiful, I hope I don't get in trouble for showing it, a very beautiful Scum Custom Stoner that I've been rocking for a year, 2 years now. So please go check him out. He makes some amazing stuff, all 3D printed, and he's working on the FAL right now. So I'm looking forward to getting that back. But he sent in a topic that says, guns I want to see that really haven't been done yet. This is a really good topic. I think kind of everyone has an opinion on a gun that isn't produced or really isn't produced as much that they want to see in this hobby. Off the top of my head, and this is kind of cheating, I just mentioned it, the FAL. I know the one I got was Ares, which is terrible internally. You're paying... Now, I didn't pay the full price. I paid $600. No, I did not pay $600. Thank God. I paid, I think, $300 for the stock gun and like 4 mid-cap magazines. Long story short, I sent that off to Scum to get HPA'd, which is a whole process. But there's Ares, which really isn't worth getting. I want to say, is it 6mm Pro Shop, I think, makes a FAL, which I've heard is decent. But I would love to see more FALs on the market. I think it and I'm going to have some, someone down below correct me here, but if you look at it from a historical standpoint, you have the M4, the AK are kind of like the top dogs. And I would say if I'm not wrong, and if memory serves me correctly, like the FAL was like also the second or third most produced firearm ever. Don't quote me on that. I am just an airsofter after all, so I can't speak to the lore of real firearms. And so with that being said, I'm surprised that there's not more FALs out there in the airsoft world. If SEMA came out and dropped an FAL for like $200, $300, which is kind of like generic internals that you could upgrade, and readily accessible mid caps because you can't find magazines at all. I had to go to, I think I looked at a Hong Kong, and then I ended up buying from like an Irish website to buy my Ares FAL mid caps. So again, this is just me daydreaming, but if SEMA were to just like release an FAL, and they had readily available parts, upgrades, accessories, that lot. They had like a retro version. They had more kind of a modernized version, because I think both look really good. Dude, that would be a dream come true. Come on, think about it. It's a beautiful rifle, beautiful platform. And so an FAL, we really don't have a lot of good options for that. And I know when I talk to people are like, dude, I wish so-and-so made an FAL. I know, it's VFC at the like Airsoft SHOT Show, whatever. I think it was in I want to say Taiwan or something like that. They're releasing a lot of cool retro-ish like M4s. I think they're all gas blowbacks. So cool. Gas blowbacks are cool, but in terms of like price and availability and kind of user friendliness, gas blowbacks usually aren't that great if you're a beginner or intermediate and you don't want to spend like $50 to $80 on a single magazine. That's cool to see. There's the like I said, the retro M4s. They've got I forget, it's the gun from Heat that one of the cops uses. There's like 2 models of that. I'm sure someone will tell me down below which one it is. That's super cool to see. But I don't know. I guess I'll turn this over to you guys. What gun, whether it be something that is in the airsoft world but really not readily available, or if it's something that has never been made before, I'm curious what you guys would want to see. Because like I said, I'm sure everyone has an opinion on this. AKs are cool, M4s are cool. When you get into kind of like weird niche guns, like I have the RPD, I have the Stoner, which is hidden behind my desk, and the FAL. As cool as it is, and you have like some like unicorn points that you can kind of cash in, you're paying for a weird gun, both with your time, your money, and your energy. What I mean by that is, if I go out and I buy, like, call it either a SEMA AK or a Specna Arms M4, just like a kind of basic-ish build, If something breaks in that, or if I want to upgrade the internals, dude, no problem, right? You can go to any website, any manufacturer. You can have something at your house within a week, probably. You can hand that over to, you can either do it yourself, or you can hand it over to a tech, and they can have that upgrade installed in like no time. When you have kind of more of a niche gun, like for instance, the RPD, I would say is a very cool gun. I've been daydreaming about it for like 2 years, which is why I bought it. If something were to break externally and kind of internally as well, you're kind of screwed to some extent, because no one, I mean, LCT is like the only one who makes it. Finding parts, like let's say my drum mag were to break, it's kind of game over unless I find like a secondhand RPD drum mag that I can buy off someone, like off a Discord, Reddit, Instagram, whatever. I would have a easier time finding like real parts for an RPD than I would the air shit quality ones. You know, like my stock on my RPD is a little, it's starting to wobble a little bit. I'm like a little concerned that it might break. If that breaks, I'm just going to buy a real RPD stock, because it's easier to find than an LCT RPD one. So that's kind of the, I guess the extra / hidden fee that you pay when you own unique guns, that I think a lot of people, myself included, overlook. You know, there's a reason M4s are so popular. It's because there's a litany of aftermarket parts that you can go out and buy. Any tech kind of knows their way around it, more or less. So I don't know. It's an interesting topic. But thank you, Scum Customs, for sending that in, guys. What do you want to see Airsoft manufacturers make? I'm curious to what you guys will say down below. So again, thanks to Scum Customs. That was I think that was put in over on the Discord. So shout out to you. Blake, aka the Airsoft correspondent, a good buddy of mine, who Combat Casual and I are going to be working together a lot this year. Looking forward to that. Airsoft food or snacks? And when I read his message, I think that's what he meant. If I misread that, I'm sorry. I'm very dyslexic. I feel like, you know, call it, if you're at like a bigger Milson, it could be like something like, you know, call it an AMS or something as big as a Milson West. I can't speak to Milson West. I have not been to one. Looking forward to going one this year. Will be a fun time. I think that's kind of a different beast that I can't speak to. You know, I've been to plenty of open play style events like AMS and TCA. So you're able to go back to your car. You're able to leave the field. I personally hate doing that, because you have to go. You have to, you know, take off all your stuff. You have to pack it up. Maybe you have to throw it in your car, depending on where you are, and then you have to drive off the area and then come back and do that all over again. It's interesting. I made a post about this like a year ago, and I'll probably throw it up here if I can dig through my archives and find it. I feel like it's overlooked to a certain degree. I drink a lot of water. Liquid IV, which I talked about last time, I think on the first episode or whatever, I talked about Liquid IV, is the GOAT. I absolutely love it. Carb up, you know, some protein is nice. I usually just bring out some like Cliff Bars, some beef jerky. If I'm out there for kind of longer, I'll maybe do like I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I'm still trying to figure out the food game, because I can do like snacks really well, but when it comes to like actual meals, I'm a little iffy on that. But Cliff Bars, beef jerky, that's easy, just like to throw in a pouch or whatever, and you're good to go for the most part. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm open to ideas. If there's a airsoft snack, someone should brand that. I'm all ears. I'm definitely trying to kind of upgrade my food arsenal that I bring out on the field. So big shout out to Blake, aka the Airsoft correspondent, for sending in that topic. I hope I pronounced this correctly. I probably wrote this down incorrectly. Zyres on Discord wants to talk about airsoft shields or ballistic shields in this hobby. There's a lot of opinions when it comes to this. I personally am not a fan of ballistic shields. And I'm trying to think like the best way to word this. I don't really think that they have a place in this hobby to some degree. I remember I had this conversation like a year ago with a few guys in Texas. I remember, I don't know if it was like an event or a field that had a rule saying that the shield itself had to be like 25 to 30 pounds. So a heavy shield where, you know, the user is going to have to really kind of like tuck in and use a lot of strength to move that around. So it's not like one of those kind of like, God, I don't even know what you call it, like clear ones where you can just run around and sprint around, no issues at all. So I think kind of finding if a field even begins to allow it, kind of finding a middle ground, because I've seen people like just take a shield, put it in a window, and then they have just like a pistol and they'll just kind of stand there. And you're staring at them, they're staring at you, and you're just kind of like, this is super engaging content right here, man. I'm thrilled to death to have this awesome interaction with a shield user. So not really a fun time, if I'm being honest. Now, that guy on the other end who has the shield could be having the time of his life, so I can't really take that away from him. But yeah, I think finding a middle ground between like weights, you know, if you're going to run a shield, I think like there's that clip I saw a couple months ago at like a Milson West event where some dude was like in his like Among Us underwear, like running up and down the hallway with a shield. That's cool. You know, again, that looked like a heavy shield. So again, kind of like bringing in that weight which is going to be a challenge because you have to carry that around. You know, maybe you do one arm, maybe you have a pistol. I don't know the rules. Would love to hear what you guys, what your thoughts are on that. But yeah, I would say like airsoft shields for like an open play-ish environment or like a smaller event. I would if I ran a field, I would say no to that. I just think it kind of like slows down and breaks up the ideal gameplay to a kind of like standstill. It's like I would compare it to like, you know, when you see someone like too far away to shoot them and you guys are kind of just waving at one another and you're like, all right, like this is what it's a very airsoft thing in my eyes. So yeah, thumbs down, at least in my opinion, to airsoft shields. But hey, if you disagree with me, that's the beauty of living in America and the free world, is you get to disagree with me, and that's fine. So shout out to Zaire on Discord for sending in that topic. Appreciate it, man. My homie, my good friend, Ghost Frog Daddy from the Ghost Frogs out in Texas, my old team who I have a lot of love and respect for. That's where I kind of began to play airsoft at Tanks Airsoft Field in, was it Kylene, Texas? Can't remember. Sorry, it's been like 2 years. Wrote in on the Discord, and he wanted to know kind of the difference between Texas and Florida. I wasn't quite sure if he was like kind of comparing the two or to what extent he wanted me to compare them. I love both. I got a love for both. Texas, well, first and foremost, both of them are very, very hot. I would say Houston is, well, it's hot. I would say it's more humid than Florida. So playing there was brutal. It was brutal. I wish that I was running kind of shorts and more of a roadie kit down there. But I finally kind of figured that out when I moved down into more of a swamp/jungle environment down here in Florida. So I have a lot of love for both scenes. Obviously got my start in Texas. So big shout out to the Texas boys. Got a lot of love for you. Mwah. Hugs and kisses. You know, Texas is nice just because it's bigger. They've got tanks, they've got D14, they've got where do they have reindeer games? It's some mountain facility at some Fort Hood, which is like a 3-4 hour drive from Houston. So you got that, which is nice. Florida's got some good fields. BTA, DV8, Wayne's Worlds. You're near that prison in Immokalee, and if there's an event kind of more up the East Coast, it's like I want to say it's like an 8-hour drive to GTI and a 6-7 hour drive to Guardian Center. So location wise, I would say Florida is a little bit better just because it's a smaller state and you're able to drive to bigger events. That being said, there's an amazing community in Texas, and I have a lot of love and respect for everyone out there. So Texas is forever in my heart. However, I have fully adopted Florida. I absolutely love the state and its community down here. So it's hard to pick, but hey, if you're from Texas, if you're from Florida, would love to hear your thoughts like always. So shout out to Ghost Frog Daddy for that one. Miss you, man. So another Discord one, Monty says, wants to know about kind of running disadvantaged guns to challenge yourself and have fun. I love the concept of this. I bought a $20, I don't know if you can hear my dog snoring right now. I bought a $20 like spring pump shotgun off Amazon and had the most fun I've had in a long time just running that for a few games. I feel like, once you play airsoft for a few years, you really get into the deep end with like expensive builds. I was running my Scum Custom Stoner, which is an absolute masterpiece. I don't want to say that it was too easy, but if you, again, kind of going back to the beginning of the podcast and just like feeling burnt out to a degree, if you use a really good gun, like again and again and again and again and again, I feel like burnout is really going to set in quickly because it's too easy to a degree. And so taking a step back, going back to the basics, maybe just running a pistol, running a pump shotgun. SS Airsoft was kind enough to send me this Lee Enfield bolt action, which I'm looking forward to running this weekend, next 2 weekends, and get some content with. And just, challenging yourself, kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage where you don't have the trigger response of like an HPA or a really nice AEG. You're not running an LMG, so you can't kind of just BB spam someone. Bringing back that almost nostalgia in a sense into your play style is, I would almost say that it's crucial to a degree in order to kind of keep this hobby fresh. And not only that, but it's extremely rewarding. I mean, I remember when I run the pump shotgun, I maybe got like 2 people. I killed like 2 people. And like those 2 people that I got out was just so much more rewarding than it was if I got a dozen people out with like a really expensive build. I remember there was this conversation in my Discord about the MTW. And I remember I was talking to people, I was thinking about getting one, and I was looking for people's thoughts. Everyone was like, hey, this is an amazing gun, blah, 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 blah. There was a few people who had said that they had owned the gun for, I don't know, a couple months, a year. And they were like, yeah, I sold it because it was too easy. It was too good. Like I would just kind of line someone up, pull the trigger. There's like that super, super small trigger response. And they would get them almost every single time. And so a few of those guys switched over to gas blowbacks because they wanted more of that realism and that challenge. Totally respect that. But I am all for running a older, more disadvantaged, aka maybe call it like a fun build. I think everyone should own one, to be honest. I think everyone should go right now to Amazon and buy a $20 pump shotgun and run around on the field with it. Definitely worth a shot. I feel like you're really going to find kind of that enjoyment that I feel like a lot of players are missing out on that, which I was one of those players for a little bit until I realized that, oh, hey, I just need to switch up my play style kind of every couple of months. Do a rifle build, do a LMG, SMG, and just like get up close, get far away, kind of find a middle ground between your classes, if you will. So definitely, definitely recommend that. Big shout out to Monty on the Discord. But again, thank you all for the topics. If you want to submit something, Discord, there's a channel for the podcast. Shoot me a DM. Like I said, Tuesdays, I typically will put something out and you guys can do some topics or some questions or whatever you want me to hear, yap about and give my shitty 2 cents here on the podcast. But I like to keep these kind of shorts, 20, 30 minutes, just a little bite-sized piece for you. I've been talking to a few people. I am looking at bringing on guests here. I want to get more into certain topics. I don't really have the knowledge for them. One of them being night vision. I want to bring in some quote unquote experts, if you will, who are more well versed in that world and are able to kind of break it down from maybe a scientific or an engineering type perspective, and people who have kind of more experience than I do. So that's definitely one of the topics. Gear and the constant war between reproduction pieces and real quality gear is another kind of topic, and I'm looking at bringing some people on, so it is in the works. Definitely look forward to that, gentlemen. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Once again, my name is Evan Airsoft. Buy a t-shirt, please, for the love of God. I have a family to feed. Use my links down below. There's some codes if you guys want to save some money when you shop SS Airsoft, Blue Mag Airsoft, and Scum Customs. There's an EVIC affiliate link that you can use next time you shop on evic.com. Folks, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed. I'll see you on the field.